Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jackie and this is the Jackie and the Leaf Stock channel where we talk about houseplants. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you my updated Pothos collection. I have one already on my channel that's in combination with a care guide, but since then I've added quite a few to the collection. By no means do I have the complete Pothos collection, but I do have a lot of them. So if you want to see what's in my collection, just keep on watching. Also, just side note, Texas is having a snowstorm, a snow-in, whatever you want to call it. Basically, we're not cut out for this weather, and the power is also out in my home. So we're just going to be working with the light that comes from my window. So I hope you don't mind. I think it'll be fine, but just a side note. Also, if you want to follow me on my Instagram, it's at Jackie and the Leaf Stock. I did a live over the weekend, and it was so much fun. I made paloma cocktails, which are basically like tequila cocktails, and I repotted some plants, and it was just real cool. So if you want to follow me over there for just daily plant content, go ahead. But without further ado, let's get into the video. That was a little bit more melted than from earlier, but it was a lot whiter earlier. But we're just gonna start in this corner. So this is a pearled and jade pothos. I picked this up about a month ago, and yeah, this is number one. It's done fine. It has new growth. I believe this is a new leaf, and she's gorgeous. I did check on her roots yesterday because I attempted to repot her on my live on Instagram, but she's fine. She doesn't need to be repotted, or it doesn't need to be repotted. And then the next pothos that we have is my Cebu blue pothos. So this is one of them. This is the one that I showed in my January plant update that she lost a couple of leaves from underwatering, but I love her, and I just kept her here closer to the window because I want her to keep the shininess, or like, you know, the silver tone that Cebu blues are known for having. So that is my second plant. After my Cebu blue is this lovely Emperial pothos that I have. You can see some of the variegated leaves. You can see it better when it's like in the light. There you go. A lot of the leaves are the more like mature ones, and then all the new growth is coming in from these mature leaves. Some of it is coming in like a little slower, but yeah, I just bumped her up to a 5-inch pot yesterday, and what can I say? Obviously, I'm still geeking about the fact that I found one. And then let's move on to the next plant. That shelf over here, this is not its permanent home, but this is the second Cebu blue that I have. It is, I haven't cut this one back or done any propagating with this one. I've just kept it how it like came basically. And it's put out new growth. It has also put out smaller leaves. Like, I don't know if you, like these leaves are a little bit smaller than the, I guess the original ones, but this Cebu blue also does have like the more silvery tone in some of its leaves compared to the other one. So I would say this one currently is my favorite one of the two, but that is my Cebu blue number two. About is this, it's a little sad. This is a marble queen. This was probably one of my first plants ever, and it's usually hanging in that macrame, but since it's so cold, I didn't want to leave it there, so I just have it on top of my humidifier, which obviously isn't working because we don't have electricity. But yeah, I've been a little neglectful of this one. I definitely made the mistake of putting it in too big of a pot when I first got it, but nonetheless, this is my marble queen. I'm gonna leave it up there. It's on the top of my shelf, but this is my just regular jade pothos. I got this over the summer. It does need a watering, but she's a pretty hardy plant. I did cut it back a little bit because the new growth was coming in funky, but this cute little bag was gifted to me by my cousin, and it's actually like lined with plastic. I don't want to take it down, but the inside of this is lined with plastic, so I really like it. So I keep this one up here just because it doesn't need a lot of light, and I like how it looks in the little bag on my shelf. Also talked about this one in like my January update. So this is a Manjula Pothos. I'm gonna put it down so I can like show you guys. These are basically the only leaves that are doing good. These were like the mature leaves. So much of the plant has died back. You know, that's how it's supposed to look, but a lot of the new growth is just, it's just tiny. Like I said, this one did experience a bunch of root rot. Like this leaf is really pretty. I also just watered this plant, but like the white part of that one crisped away, so this one just has not been my favorite. It does have to do with the fact that like I picked a root rotted plant to begin with, but other than that, it's still giving me a really hard time. So that is my sad Manjula Pothos. I've shown this one like a bajillion times. This is just packing stuff that I use to package plants, so let's ignore that. But this is my ginormous golden pothos. It has already touched the floor and that vine is like growing out, but I don't want to cut it back. I rather just get a new plant stand for it to grow taller. But the leaves when I originally got it are, you know, ginormous. They're beautiful. I love this plant so much. This is a plant that I want to have forever. There are strands of it that are just more green than golden, but it's an amazing plant. I love it. It is thinning out a little bit more at the top, but hey, I'm not mad. Eventually I can restick some propagations, but that is the golden pothos. My shelf is a Enjoy. So this is an Enjoy Pothos that I have. This one has been good. It is an extremely slow grower, and I think that's just common for the type that it is. But I love these leaves. They're so pretty, so gorgeous. Yes, I do have some that are like not doing as well, but for the most part, this plant's good. It has like one strand that is completely green, and I just bottom water this, but it's kept its fullness, so I'm really happy about that. This leaf right here is one of my favorites, but that is my Enjoy Pothos, so no judgment here. So I just watered this one as well. It's still a little droopy, but this one is my Snow Queen. I know there is some, I don't want to say controversy because it's not really controversy, but some people are like, Snow Queens are not a thing. It's just a really white marble queen. But I'm gonna call this one a Snow Queen. For me, I can see how it also like resembles a marble, but majority of the plant has extremely white leaves, or just more white yellow in comparison to green. So I'm calling this a Snow Queen Pothos. I know she's really sad right now, but she's gonna perk up, I promise. Okay guys, so that's it for the video in terms of me showing you my collection. It was much easier for me just to walk around and show you than bring all of them to one spot and show you. So I hope you enjoyed this style. Also, I don't have the complete Pothos collection. I am missing some. For example, I don't have a neon Pothos, but that is by choice. I much rather prefer my philodendron, my neo philodendron or lemon lime philodendron. So I don't want to get one just to complete the collection. Also, I don't have, I think it's called a Jasenia or something of that, something of that nature. I don't have that one. I don't have a global green. I don't have the variegated neon Pothos. So there are some that I'm missing, but in no terms am I like in a rush to complete the collection just as it comes to me. I'll get them. Like the emerald was a complete surprise. It was labeled wrong and I didn't mean to come across it, but I did. The Cebu blue is the same thing. For some reason here in Texas, the big box stores did have them over the summer, and for some reason, the Cebu blues were popular in the big box stores here in Texas over the summer, so I was able to get me one. A friend also picked me up another one. So that's just how I have come across majority of the plants. The pearls and jade, for some reason, was also one that took me a while to find, but I found it in a nursery, so I'm really happy. So I think it's all about the waiting game and just seeing what plants come to you. But that's all for today's video, guys. I hope you're staying warm and safe wherever you are in the country or in the world. And thank you so much for subscribing, for liking, for just interacting with any of my videos. I really, really, really appreciate it. And I can't wait to create more content for you guys. So that's all for today's video. Bye.